Hello everyone, Suparna. Welcome back to my channel Suparna's Speech Therapy Clinic. In my last videos, I had mentioned about the autism spectrum disorders, its general characteristic features and the red flag indicators of autism spectrum disorders and the various causes that can lead to autism spectrum disorders. So, I had already mentioned that in the coming videos, I will be discussing the characteristic features which comes under each disorder in the in the spectrum, under each disorder. So, according to that, today I thought I will start with autistic disorder or autism, and also with regard and also some features of Asperger syndrome also, like a what do you say, comparison between autism spectrum disorder and autistic disorder and Asperger syndrome. So, basically the autistic disorder, the onset of the autism disorder that we see in children is before the age of 3 years or the third birthday, and the specific features or the specific characteristic features that you see in them is, first one is in the autism disorder they have extreme difficulty or a severe difficulty in communication, either it can be either non-verbal communication or verbal communication. So, basically autism disorder or autistic disorder is considered as the severe form which comes under the autism spectrum disorders. Compared to the other disorders and the other syndromes, autistic disorder is considered as the one of the severe form of autism spectrum disorders. So, the next problem they exhibit is lack of social interaction. They have like poverty in poverty of social interaction, and the third one that you see in, they have the repetitive behaviors or the stereotypic behaviors, and they have like specific attention deficit problems, like in some areas or some activities or in some tasks they will be showing good interest, but in specific tasks they will be showing very low interest or very less attention, and basically specific attention deficits can be seen in them, and they have a limited range of interest, that is their interested level is, or the interested area of interest is very limited. And like they have severe, like I has already said, they have severe difficulty, that is a severe form of ASD, and so they have severe difficulty in either verbal communication and also in non-verbal communication, and they have marked deficits in the ability to initiate or sustain a conversation, and they have you can see abnormal non-verbal communicative behaviors and poor eye contact, and they have like what do you say, abnormal facial expression, and they cannot produce like gestures, they have difficulty in producing gestures or like actions, and they in older children, but in older children long term memory or the memory for a long term is considered to be is seen to be very good. So, in that is in older children, their long term memory is seen to be very good. So, these are the basic features or the basic characteristic features that you see in autistic disorder or autism disorder. So, next let us move on to the Asperger syndrome. So, Asperger syndrome is named after the Austrian pediatrician Hans Asperger in the year 1944. So, he has put forward coined a term known as little professors. Basically, the Asperger syndrome, the children coming under the Asperger syndrome is considered as a high functioning autistic disorder, so like autism spectrum disorder. So, basically they are considered as the milder form of autism spectrum disorders. Though they range to severe form, they usually are considered as they can range to severe form also, but usually they are considered as the milder form of ASD or autism spectrum disorders. So, the basic difficulty that you see in them is a lack of social interaction. They will have good communicative behaviors provided they have to get a good intervention or like an appropriate intervention. They can achieve language or they can acquire language. They will have good communication abilities, but they will have marked deficits in social interaction, and obviously they will be having repetitive behaviors or the stereotypic behaviors can be seen in them. So, basically they have problems with social interaction, they exhibit repetitive behaviors, and they have like they show unusual preoccupation with rituals. That is like Asperger syndrome, they may have difficulty in changing their patterns or changing their routines, that is they resist to changes, and they have like they have the insistence on sameness pattern, but that also can be like if good intervention is given, we can treat them to a certain extent. Next is they have communication, coordination problems. That is, they are usually seen like a clumsy child or an like little bit awkward in their coordination, and they have limited range of interest. That is, their area will be like they'll be obsessed to certain areas. Either it can be a sports or music or something like that. That is, limited range of interest can be seen in them. And like one of the good features that are one of the specific feature that you can see in them is they will be skilled in a particular area. That it can be like in any of the automobile, or like reading the names of hoarding boards or something like that. They will be either in singing, or though their language will be affected, they will be excellent. They will be showing a very skilled performance or skilled talent in any one area. That is, it may be like specific to that area. And they have pragmatic issues like socially related use of language is very limited in them. And in Asperger syndrome also, the onset or the age by which you can see the features exhibited by the child can be identified by the age of 3 years. Asperger syndrome and autism spectrum disorder, both both the autistic disorder, both have the onset by 3 years. So these are the basic similarities and dissimilarities, or the comparison between autistic disorder and Asperger syndrome that you can see in children. So if you want to know more about anything, you can mention in the comment box, and if you have any doubts, you can mention in the comment box. Patient related issues can be discussed in my Facebook page, Suparna Speech Therapy Clinic, and I'll be sharing my email ID also. You can share your information in that, or share anything you want to in that is personally. So please like, share and subscribe my channel, Suparna's Speech Therapy Clinic. Thank you.